Welcome to Board Game Homies, where a group of friends play, review, and share about all things board games. Sitting around the table today are
Reed, Becky,
Gillean,
and I'm Angela. Today we'll be diving into publisher Happy Camper, and if these 3 small box games are for you, aka, how can we talk about Nana some more? But first, what's bringing you joy?
I went onto the Tanuki Games website and discovered a game that had just been released called Dungeons and Kittens, and there was a starter pack. And so I'm assuming it is Dungeons and Dragons, but with kittens. And so I bought it, and I'm excited to start playing that with my family.
Reed, that's not a board game
Reed,
or a
that's an
tabletop
RPG.
game. Yeah.
What?
Wait, I'm excited.
I don't know about
That-
this.
this is a board gaming podcast, Reed.
Yeah,
You can't go talking about RPGs.
Role-playing games.
Yeah.
I love this.
I don't know about
I think it sounds
It doesn't
cute.
qualify.
You know what's more better? More gooder, even?
Oh, stop.
Reed's
Who's
shocked,
bestest?
shocked look about what an RPG is.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't have another joy game picked out.
Reed, we're just sassing you. You can
It
absolutely...
looks very cute.
Okay.
Dungeons and Kittens.
Now, you said you were going to start this as a regular play session with the kiddo?
Yeah, I think that we are going to do, just pick a Sunday afternoon and have it go on. I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know anything about role-playing games.
Or what
apparently-
role-playing games
I
are
know,
in general.
exactly. Maybe I should have researched the box is really cute.
You thought that as a first-level player, you could just, levitate and fly everywhere you wanted to go?
Oh.
It was so adorable.
Oh, and you thought Adventure Time was inappropriate? Oh, D&D. It's going to get very inappropriate.
D&D, man, let me tell you, every player wants to either murder something or...
Wow, these two are in a mood.
Sassin' and a frassin'. You're going to have a good time, Reed.
I hope so.
You can be a cat.
I hope I can be a cat.
No, you can't be a cat.
But is it fantasy if there's no dragon cats?
Yeah.
Are there dragon cats? I don't know. I haven't opened the box yet.
Oh, okay.
What if it's actually a board game?
It's not. It is not a board game.
We will find out soon.
She's like, I'll make it one, let me tell you.
Hey, if it's not a board game, that means that there's probably less stuff to punch. which is
Not wrong.
great.
Yeah.
That's joyful in and of itself.
I don't understand how you don't enjoy that. And I like that about opening board games.
To punch it?
Yeah.
Because you are someone who gets a board game and you're so excited about the board game that you open it and then you punch it.
Oh, you wait until the last minute. You're
I
like,
wait
I want to play
until
this
we're
game.
going to be playing it
and-
that night, and then I have 27 minutes to punch, and I'm doing it frantically and sweating because I don't want to punch too fast, or else the little cardboard bits will get stuck.
The funny part is, you would think you would learn after the first time that
No,
happened.
I will never learn.
No, absolutely not.
This is also applicable to many other aspects of my life.
So maybe the joy is actually that you didn't get a board game on Tanuki.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a depressing take.
I don't know. I did also, in that same order, get the Rebel Princess
Happily Never After.
Happily Never After
Expansion.
expansion. I have not opened that because I also no, I did open Rebel Princess because we played it together, and we opened it together as we were getting ready to play it. I think.
That's about right for you, Reed.
Yep. Anyway, moving right along.
My joy game is Ostia. It's one that we just got in our house recently. I haven't seen the inside of it yet. I'm not sure if Gillian's opened it or not, but it's one that he had talked to me about before or as he was Kickstartering it. That's not the word, but I'm going to continue. And it's one that I was interested in from the beginning. It's very pretty. Oh, I need to stop saying that, but it is very pretty. It's blue, and the art, I would say, is kind of soft. It also has a Mancala system and a rondelle. I don't know exactly how they work in the game. One of them is for your personal player board. I think you're moving your ships and your other pieces around for when you can use them. And I think those are going to be some fun mechanics once Gillian teaches me how to play.
Yeah, Ostia is one I was very excited about. It was a game that came onto my radar. It's published by Uchibakoya, which is a Japanese publisher that it's really hard to get their games outside of Kickstarter, essentially. So you have to really crowdfund to get their games nowadays. Ostia, however, is an exception in that there is a U.S. company that I think got the rights to publish in the US. So that's going to be a little easier to find, hopefully, in the coming years, in the US at least. But yeah, Ostia is one that grabbed my attention immediately. The Mancala mechanism, where you're moving ships to take actions, and you have to kind of manage how many ships you have in a specific slice of that kind of rondelle, or not rondelle, but your little disc-shaped Mancala space kind of dictates what you're able to do throughout the game. But I was very fascinated by it. I saw it once at a local kind of gaming convention. Group of people were playing it, and I thought the table presence was great. I thought it was beautiful, and I really wanted to play it, but that group unfortunately was full, and I wasn't able to try it. But when Sweetlands came up on Kickstarter, they added Ostia as an option to get. So I'm excited to try that too. And researching Ostia ended up making me go down a rabbit hole, because I got 2 other Mancala games, which is Trajan, classic game by Stefan Feld, and then also Crusaders, Thy Will Be Done. That's another game where the actions are kind of dictated by a Mancala mechanism.
Crusaders is not as pretty as Ostia.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily disagree.
I'm really excited for Trajan too. I didn't realize that those games were all kind of connected.
They're just
in that
connected in the Mancala mechanism, essentially. Although Ostia is a port in a port in Italy. Maybe it is Rome, I don't know. But so there's that kind of theme, quote unquote, that maybe ties Trajan and Ostia together.
I was excited for this game. I didn't realize it had come in, because I was like, when's that game going to come in? Because I had wanted to pick it up. There were a limited number of copies on Tanuki Games. And in the fashion that inevitably happens, I come over here and I'd be like, oh, Gillean, did you order this game? And he's like, yeah, I already got it. And I was like, oh, gosh, golly. Because I'm trying to be really good about not buying games that Gillean already has until we've played them, and then they're really good, and then I get sad that I can't buy it. So I'm waiting for that to happen. But I am also very excited that the game came in, because if Becky's excited about it, it means we'll play it sooner.
Ooh, yeah, I hope so.
I also felt like I had to give a bit of a presentation to Becky to justify me backing it.
Well, you did a good job.
Did you do a PowerPoint?
No, not quite. Not quite.
I
It wasn't
wish.
that grandiose.
Maybe that's a good like, in order to buy a game, you have to do a PowerPoint. Yeah, that
I
would be
like
fun.
that a lot. Yeah.
No, I don't like that at all.
Oh, I do.
There was a moment where we had said Gillean needs to convince me that I want to buy the game too, but I think he did it for one game and then never again.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's pretty easy. Does it have gold coins?
I know.
No, I don't even think it has coins. I don't remember. I did punch it, but it's been like 2 weeks since I punched it, and I don't remember. Anyway, I guess anything else to say about Ostia?
That's everything from me.
But segueing from there, I already mentioned it. My joy game is Sweetlands, which is the other game that came in that same shipment, another Uchibakoya game, and that was a Kickstarter game that recently came in along with Ostia. And I originally wanted to back it, and I decided last minute I wasn't going to, and then I changed my mind again and late pledged it. But it's a heavy Euro game that I think has a lot of shared DNA with Terra Mystica and a lot of other very popular heavy Euro games that I've seen. And it got rave reviews in its kind of Kickstarter preview, sending out like prototypes to different reviewers. I don't think I ever heard a negative thing about it in that kind of realm, which I guess maybe isn't atypical for Kickstarter previews. But some of the reviewers that I actually really respect and I like their opinions, they were very high on it. And so that led me to late pledge it. And so I'm very excited to get that game to the table as well. It's going to be more of a lift. It's definitely a heavy Euro game. A lot of bits and bobs that I don't even know how many wooden pieces there are. I think there are over 200 wooden pieces in the game, but they're little like upside down ice cream cones and little cookie rabbits and stuff like that. The whole premise is that you are trying to prove that you're worthy of taking over the Sweet Kingdom as the king kind of steps down. And so whoever wins becomes the next King Candy. That's probably trademarked, but anyway.
Wait, yeah, I was
something
like,
similar. Yeah, that's Wreck-It Ralph.
Well, also like Grown Up Candyland.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, theme-wise, definitely. The art really drew me in too. Like it is impressive.
I was thinking this like very natural sweet grass type
No.
thing.
Oh,
No,
agreed.
no,
Absolutely.
wow,
not.
you
No,
are
that
so-
sounds
no.
so fun. I was
Boo
like,
now,
oh, it's going to be like a
boo.
very pretty game.
I mean, it is pretty, but it is not grass. It's like the grass is blades of chocolate, and you are
More
building.
Willy Wonka-esque.
Yeah, it's like-
I am very
yeah.
excited about this game now.
Well, I also was excited. Again, another game that Gillean and I were talking about. And I remember I was walking back to my car from a restaurant and some sort of hangout. And we're talking about Sweetlands. And I was like, are you going to get it? Am I going to get it? Who's going to get it? And then Gillean was like, oh, I'm kind of down on it now. I don't think I'm going to get it. And I was like, I did the thing that Reed always says, which is, well, if it's not good enough for Gillean, should you buy it? And so I had a moment of panic where I was like, it's not good enough for Gillean. He unpledged it. I'm not going to get it. And then to find out he like pledged it, I was like, gosh golly.
It could have been you.
Yeah, better that it was Gillean. I probably spent that money on like Diet Coke and tacos.
No.
So.
or dragon coins.
Or a dragon. I do
That's-
love a dragon coin.
That's a lot of Diet Coke and tacos.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweetlands was probably not cheap. Yeah. I'm hopeful. I don't know if you know if it's getting a larger distribution or if it's getting picked up.
This one isn't. There hasn't been a publisher that's picked it up beyond Uchibakoya, and so they are offering it. They have a Kickstarter going. It's probably going to be over by the time that this pod releases. Actually, no, it might still be going by the time this pod releases. It is the Garden Trilogy by Uchibakoya, and you can add Sweetlands as an add-on. And so that is pretty much the only way you'll be able to get it, aside from people that just recently received it that are selling it, or kind of the secondary market with inflated values, or prices rather.
My Joy isn't anything that's new. It's actually a very old game, and we've been playing it online, and I just am coming to be like, I think I really like this game, and that's Skull King. And I don't know, I know there are a lot of cards, and we talked about, because I think this was somebody else's Joy game, but when we've been playing it online, I think I had some, it's a trick-taking game, and so you bid, but there's also these higher levels of trump cards that you can play, and in the first round, everybody gets one card, and then you play, you bid, and then in the second round, you get 2 cards. In the third round, you get 3 cards. And so it has this building bid mechanic. And so the 9th round plays very different than the first round. And I was just tickled and pickled because Reed sent a text that was like, what are you trying to do in this game? Because I was like, I'm going to win 5 tricks. And I said, I'm going to dominate. And then I did. And I was like, well, I like it. And the reason I picked Skull King is also because we're coming towards the end of the year. And so we always do this kind of best plays of the year, but we've played so many trick takers that we're going to need to do another episode that's just our favorite trick takers, which means, guys, we have to play just all of the trick takers we've played and rehash and have them fresh in our mind to make this kind of ranking. And so I'm kind of excited for like a Trickapalooza.
It would be fun to do a bracket system. Wouldn't that be fun? Like a little trick taker winning tournament.
Yeah, I like that, where we pull them out of a hat and pit them against each other. That's exciting.
Skull King is interesting. I've only played it once, and I didn't come away super enthused because I think I was not prepared. I heard that it was kind of chaos, like it was a chaotic trick-taking game, but I didn't expect it to be as chaotic as it was because there are so many different suits. As the first play for me, it surprised me because I wasn't able to keep track of all the different suits. I made really bad judgment calls because I didn't realize that there were cards. Like, I didn't understand how certain things were able to beat other things. And so I came away with it just frustrated, I think. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I like this game. There's just too much going on. But I do want to give it another shot because I just think like that first play was very colored by my unfamiliarity with the game.
I have it in my office, and I almost grabbed it today, and then I thought, oh, no, I'll leave it here. So, unfortunately, we can't play it today. But Angela and I got a 2-player game in, and the 2-player game was hilarious. Becky and I also played a 2-player game, and it wasn't as hilarious, but you play with a ghost, and the ghost managed to like give every twist and turn that it could, and absolutely ended up befuddling both of us. And it was just funny to be like, Graybeard, no! But it was fun at 2 players, too.
Yeah, I like that variation of the game where you can play it at 2 and then you just literally deal a third hand and you flip over that card. And then depending on what happens, the ghost does certain things. But which is nice because I hate a trick-taking game at 2 when you have 3, and I hate a 3-player trick-taking game when you have 2. Player count is a thing that I don't always love about a trick-taker.
And I think that the more, maybe it was even on the second or third play, I think you get a little bit more familiarity with the suits that there are. And now I'm not that confused about what each one does. And it does have a player aid. There is an expansion. I don't know if I need an expansion. I mean,
Add more suits.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
maybe if we absolutely end up loving it even more, maybe if it's at the top of one of the brackets.
I mean, Gillean also bought Skull Queen.
That is in no way related to Skull King.
I don't know. Those covers
It
look a
sounds
lot.
very
Yeah, that looks
similar.
It
very
is
the same.
not at all related.
Suspect, if you ask me.
I definitely am more on Gillian's side. I've played it more times, but whenever I play, my face gets scrunchy because I'm grumpy about all the different suits. But on BGA, I'm always like, is it my turn in Skull King yet? Like, what are these people doing? And I get really irritated by your bids and when you win a trick when I really need to. And so I really have been enjoying it on BGA as well. But in person, I get grumpy about it. So maybe I just need to play it more.
That's one of my favorite things is, so everybody bids in secret and then you reveal what it is. Well, if you're in round 8, there's only 8 potential tricks that can be won. And again, round 8 plays very different than round 1 because you see like none of the cards in round 1. But anyway, I digress. In round 8, if somebody bids 5 tricks and then Reed bids 4 tricks and Becky bids 3 tricks, well, that number is bigger than 8 and some people are going to go home unhappy, and I love it.
yeah, both Becky and I went home unhappy from that one. So,
Yeah.
boo.
Yeah, I'm still unhappy.
We boo now, Becky.
Boo! But there's something not to boo about. The 3 of us, who is not Angela, we have a collective joy, and that is that we have conspired against you for our new segment called Ambush Angela. Da-da-da! You look
Angela's face.
I will
looks
say
so
you didn't
pleased.
even let her tell about her joy game. It was
No,
like,
what?
I did. It was
No,
Skull King.
Skull
Yeah.
Oh, it was Skull King. Oh, I
oh
missed
my
it.
God, Gillian, you
no.
scared me.
Okay, so now Angela's had more time to
Wait,
adjust
yeah,
to
and then
this.
Gillian ambushed me. This is
Yeah,
supposed to
this
be ambush
is-
Angela.
Well, I mean, it's ambush everybody at this point.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. First, RPGs and our joy games. It's just shenanigans.
Okay, you of all people, you tend to have joy games that are not games.
Mine are in
so.
alignment, Becky, with
Okay.
our standards.
Well, today our topic is Paul Denon trivia.
I don't like this.
Okay, so we're going to ask you a series of questions here. You have to answer. I don't know if there's a punishment or a bonus for getting them right, but
Probably both.
it's basically just to test your knowledge of Paul Denon, given that you've claimed that you love him so much. First question, of our previous 40 episodes, how many episodes do we mention Paul Denon or Paul Denon game?
Wow, that's a great question because not only does it mix together my love of board game homies, but my love of Paul Denon. I'm going to say 8.
We've mentioned Paul Denon or a Paul Denon game 22 of our current 41 episodes, which is about 55%.
Did you include this one?
No.
Oh, okay. 23.
All right. Question number 2. How many Paul Denon games have the 4 of us homies played together? Angela's counting on her fingers right now. That's allowed.
5.
The answer is actually 6.
Well, it's only if you count what? Dune, the redo? But
Doing the redo. It's a whole other game.
Yeah, it's a
Dune,
whole
the
nother-
redo.
yeah.
Okay, is that the name of it? The official
Yeah.
name of it?
Dune. Clank. Clank Catacombs.
Oh, it's a remake of Clank. You can't count
Clank
that.
Legacy.
That's a remake of Clank again.
You're forgetting.
Oh, my favorite game in the whole world. Wild Child West.
Is it really your favorite game?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But I don't know how I could forget it.
I don't know
Well,
either.
you did. So-
Wow. It's because it starts with a W.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We forgot it too when we were making the list. Just for a second. The third question is For our multiple choice question of tonight, according to BGG, how many games are attributed to Paul Dennen as a designer? These are base games only, do not include the promo cards. Is it option 1, 8 games, option 2, 9 games, or option 3, 13 games?
I'm going to say that it is 8 games.
Very close.
It wasn't
is
9.
Option 2,
Yeah.
9. There's a game in there that we have never heard of before. But I think it's a question later, so I can't tell you what it is.
Also, did you include Lightning Train in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
see, I was like, it's not published and in my hands. It's not in my
Well-
bosom yet.
Well, most of
So-
it, there are a couple. You don't even have Clank in Space. So.
Wait, the other day you said it was your favorite Paul Dennen game.
Yeah.
But only in my heart so far, not in my physical grubby little paw fingers.
Okay, you can have that one. I'll allow it.
1 for 2.
Alrighty. Well, this is the fourth question.
Oh, no.
So the fourth question: which is the crunchiest Clank? Clank, a deck building game or deck building adventure rather. Clank in Space, or Clank Catacombs?
I'm going to go with the one I haven't played, Clank in Space.
You are actually correct. Clank in
Impressive.
Space.
Yeah, good job.
Well, it's the one I haven't played. It's probably too hard for me.
It's 2.58 compared to Catacombs 2.51, according to
Ah.
BGG. So not that much different.
And you didn't put Clank Legacy in there.
No, because that's obviously the most complex, in my opinion. Yeah.
According to LinkedIn, Paul Dennen is the creative director of what game company where he has designed all but 2 of their games?
Direwolf. Or, as Gillean would say, Direwolf Digital.
Yes. Do you, for a bonus question, know the 2 games that he did not design?
She's thinking very
One
hard
has gotten
right
a lot
now.
of buzz lately, surprisingly. I didn't realize it was Direwolf.
I do not, but I think when you say it, I'm going to be really upset.
Game of Thrones, Oathbreaker, and Invincible, the hero building game.
Invincible is
Yeah,
probably the
that's
one
the
that
one
I
that
thought. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was Direwolf.
Okay, this question's really hard. What is your favorite Paul Dennen game?
Wow. Well, it's the game where I trick him into being my best friend.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's a long con.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
ready to just be like, wrong, whatever you said, but
Oh.
that's very sweet.
One day we'll exchange heart necklaces that say
Oh my
BFF.
gosh.
Okay, question 7. According to an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, in which cafe parking lot did Paul Dennen once sell his copy of Chicago Express?
Wow. That's a deep cut. I'm going to say a Starbucks.
Oh, you are right. It was a Starbucks.
I know my Paul Dennen, let me tell you.
All right. In order to answer this question, we are going to read some quotes to help you with your response. These are your quotes from you.
Wow. The
And
amount of re-listening that you guys did is phenomenal.
Now that I've played Clanks, Dune, and Wild Wild West, I will probably pick up anything that Paul Dennen does. I think he's one of my favorite designers out there. That's pretty normal. It starts to get a little unhinged after this point. I am an acolyte of the Paul Dennen Church of Goodness. Paul Dennen lives in my heart in a tiny home. Our Lord and Savior, Paul Dennen, he's my fave. In Paul we trust. And in the last podcast that we had, you referred to a new podcast idea you had, which was just you and 2 sock puppets, one each of Cy Beppo and Paul Dennen.
Wait, I totally forgot
I forgot about that too.
Guys, should we make sock puppets of Saibepu and Paul Dennen? And they go on adventures at Starbucks?
Which episode was that?
I can't say no to that. That was the last episode we recorded, Becky. It was Molly House.
Oh, I haven't listened to that one. Don't tell anyone who's listening to that.
Oh my God, I am absolutely going to start my work on sock puppets.
I hope so. So with his background, what would you ask Paul Dennen if you had the opportunity?
What he would want his sock puppet to look like. And if he wanted to narrate the voice of Saibepu.
Oh, I like
yeah.
that. I like that mashup.
But not himself?
No.
Oh, okay.
Too real.
That's Angela. And now our next, possibly last question goes to Becky.
Angela, for the possibly last question, when do you want to schedule the interview that Paul Dennen has agreed to do with us?
Maybe like on New Year's Day so that I can rein in an entire year of Paul Dennen and just be really excited for the year of 2026, our Lord and Savior, Paul Dennen.
That's amazing. Unfortunately, we have to do whatever he's available for.
Wow.
So,
Sick burn.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not really a good
I mean, that
question
was beautiful, though. That was beautiful.
Gosh, I can't wait to play Lightning Train. Guys, my other joy that I didn't use today.
Angela doesn't know that we're serious.
Oh, I believe you. But
Wait.
let me also, I'll believe it when Paul Dennen's on the phone and I can talk to him. But here's the thing, guys. Lightning Train shipped, and I am very excited. I opened my email and I was like, oh, thank you.
I'm so excited for you.
I'm excited for me too.
I'm excited for all of us. We can play it and then ask him questions.
Man, I love Paul Dennen. Happy Camper is a publisher that brings families together through the power of face-to-face, and we'll be looking at 3 of their games today. The first game is Jungo. Published in 2025, plays 2 to 5 players. Designed by Toshi Aro, art by Laura McCann, and it was originally entitled Hachi Train. Gillean, how do we play Jungo?
Jungo is a shedding game in which you are trying, as the mechanism suggests, to shed the cards in your hand. You're going to do this by taking your cards into hand without rearranging them based on suit or value. So what you have in your hand, much like the game Scout, is static. And so if you have an 8 next to a 2 of different colors, they have to stay that way. And what you're going to try to do is somebody plays down a card, and if it comes to you, you can beat that card by playing another higher valued card of the same suit. So you can take that card into your hand and put it anywhere that you want, even next to another, say, card of the same value and color to create a set, which is more powerful than, say, a single card. And as the game goes on, people are going to be doing that. If they can't play, they have the option of going to Jungo, which is a shared pool or shared deck in the middle of the table. You draw the top card. You have the option of either adding it to your hand anywhere or discarding it if you don't like the card and you don't think it suits your hand at all. Or you can claim Law of the Jungo, in which you use that card and cards from your hand that are next to each other to form, say, a set of cards that can beat the set that's on the table, or the cards that are on the table. The game goes around and around until somebody manages to shed the cards in their hand. The first player to do that twice over the course of some number of rounds ends up winning the game, and they are King of Jungo.
This game has been compared, or called, I should say, this game has been called a Scout Killer because it kind of has the same vibe and feel, and so some people have said, oh, Jungo's going to replace Scout. Having played both, I don't know that I feel that way. I still feel like Scout has a really special place in my heart, and also I really do like Jungo a whole lot. It gives me Odin vibes. Odin is the game where you play down a hand of cards and then you have to take back one of the cards. And in Jungo, that's not mandatory, but it is very advantageous, and it feels... I like it, actually. The weird feeling of picking up cards in a shedding game in order to be able to shed out, because that card might be really beneficial. So I take a 5 now because it's going to help me build the 6 5s I have that I'm going to play as a massive play. But it does feel weird in a shedding game to be like, oh, I don't want to get stuck with one card. So I really like it.
Yeah, there's that intricate balance of making sure that you have a strong hand to end the game and also shedding cards. It's just that weird balance of trying to get that. On the point of Scout, I found this game very approachable, and it's much easier for me to pull out. I don't have to look at the rules really at all. It's like my mind just clicked, and I know the game now. Played it several times. But what I appreciate about this that I did like in Scout, but it felt in retrospect maybe a little fiddly to me, and it's that the cards are double-ended. So there are numbers on the top and bottoms of the card, and at the beginning of the game you have to make a choice. Are you going to use them oriented in this way, or you flip them over and they're oriented in this way, which could affect the numbers that are on the card. And so there in Scout there's the additional thing of just making that consideration. And while that's all well and good, I feel like this is more approachable.
On that note, I don't like that the back of the card has a top and a bottom. When we're playing them, it gets shuffled, and then when we have sleeves on them, which of course our copy does, then the sleeves are upside down, and it just really bothers me. And so I wish that, I guess if we still use sleeves, it's not going to fix the problem, but there's clearly a right side up on those cards, and I don't like that. Like, just
Becky, just get rid of the sleeves.
No, I mean even that. Like there's a single Jungo on the back of the card, so there's an obvious orientation to it.
Yeah,
Whereas
definitely.
if they just put Jungo like parallel but mirrored, it wouldn't have mattered if it was like right side up or what have you. Minor concern or minor issue there.
I still don't know how you guys can tell if the sleeve is on the right way or not, but that's a conversation for a different time.
That's a callback to like what 2024
When Reed didn't sleeve her cards the right way.
Well, when Reed sleeved cards for the first time and she
You've
mixed
come a
them
long
up.
way.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Scout. I can't not think of Scout when I play this game, and I do like the play a lot more. I like the simplicity. I like the ease of it. We had the rules to Scout wrong for like a year, and I still couldn't go back and remember what the rules are. And Jungo, I feel like, is so simple that you can just really get to it. It's fun. It's easy to pick up, approachable, and I think it's great. I thank you. Received a copy for my birthday, and I am very excited to play it. And my child will love it because one of the things that is funny in a lot of games, it says, okay, the youngest player goes first, or whoever saw wildlife goes first, and this is whoever ate a banana last. And I'm allergic to bananas, so I will never go first in this game, but it's still fun.
What you spoke to, Reed, is I think exactly what Happy Camper's trying to get at, which is easy, family-friendly games. I love that their motif has kind of been, and I don't know how they worked it out, is to play really amazing Japanese games and then either streamline or simplify them for the audience here and make them more readily available. I think Hachi Train has a few more rules. I think it's a little more complicated, and this feels like you said, like you're going to play this game with your kid, and also as adults, we also find a lot of joy in this game. So I think that the vibe of Happy Camper comes through a lot, especially in these three games, but I see it really well done in Jungo.
Yeah, so Jungo actually is a direct kind of translation of Hachi Train. It has the same rule set or the ability to play the rule set of Hachi Train, and a lot of it comes down to like those dual cards. So there's some that are like 2/3, and so they could be either or, making it more flexible to slot into your hand. And so that's one of the aspects of Hachi Train that's there. There was another edition of Hachi Train that was published by a different company before Jungo came out, and that was Nana Toradori. That one had fairly substantial changes to Hachi Train and relative to Jungo as well. And so that one had a bit of a different feel. I did end up buying that one because I
Did you
wanted to try
really?
it. I saw it briefly on Game Nerds and I bought it, and then it was sold out. I think I got the last copy. So, but yeah, Jungo is Hachi Train, just kind of re-implemented. And I do like the art in this one. It is, as Reed said before, it is kind of monkeys, but it's just, I don't know. It's simple. Like the graphic design is simple, but I like the contrast there and kind of the bright, vibrant like colors of the monkeys, and so I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's got a good feel to it, a good look. Trio, published in 2021, plays 3 to 6 players. It's designed by Kaio Miyano of Panda Panda and Trick and Snipers fame, and the art is by Laura Mitchell. Originally, this game is known as Nana, and the art is done by our friend Sai Beppu. Gillean, how do we play Trio?
So we've talked a lot about Nana on this podcast, but so I'll just give a brief rundown here. But Trio plays very similarly to Nana. So in this game, it's somewhat of a memory game where there's going to be a grid of cards on the table. Each player is going to have some number of cards in their hand ordered from lowest to highest in value. And on your turn, you're going to ask either another player or another player to reveal their highest or lowest card, and your goal is to try to match cards as you go around. So if I ask, say, Becky to show me her lowest card and it's 1, and then I have Reed reveal and it's another 1, and then I have a 1, I can reveal it. And so that would be the 3 cards, the trio there, that's going to form one of the 3 points essentially that I need to win the game. To find 3 sets of 3, there are other ways to win in which you get 7 essentially collectively, plus or minus. So if you get a 4, the set of 3 of the 4 and then the set of 3 of the 3, that would equal 7 and you would win the game there. But in general, you are trying to, in essence, get 3 sets of a number by guessing or revealing cards from the grid. Trio itself has a little bit of a twist. I haven't played with it, and I don't know if anybody in this group has, but there is a team variant that is different. That's not available in Nana, but it is in this. And so, can somebody speak to that? I don't know much about that rule
No,
set.
we refuse to play.
You too, Angela and Gillian, did refuse to play when Becky and I were very excited to try it.
The American football game was on at the time we were playing this, and it made it very hard to focus.
Okay, I said we could play it with Nana because I thought that was a problem. You two were like, no, it's fine. And I didn't realize it was football that was making you deny that.
Yeah, that was the reason. From what you explained to me in the rules, you play with the person across from you, and then there's some card switching that goes on. I like the fact that they added a 4-player team variation, even if we didn't end up playing it. I thought that was a cool add. The other thing that is slightly different is that in Nana, you can win by 3 win conditions, and the third win condition is that you win 2 sets where when you subtract or add the numbers it comes out to 7. So if you get all 3 of the 6s and you get all 3 of the 1s, 6 plus 1 is 7. And for Mob Plus, 7s are really big, they're always very shiny. And for Trio, that's called the Spicy Edition. So there are 2 normal win conditions unless you play the Spicy, and then that's the third win condition that makes it like the regular rule set in Nana.
I love Nana so much. It's hard to be excited about Trio. I do appreciate that Happy Camper has made it easier for people to get and play that game because it's such a fun game. But the animals are just so precious, and I think they are what make that game so amazing and why it's so joyful.
In Nana, half of the joy of playing is looking at the cards and Saibepu's illustrations and hoping to get the golden pigs. But then I'm like, oh, but I absolutely love the white tiger. You know, there's so much joy that's in that. And even though the gameplay is still fun, it's very, Trio, I like the action of it. Just without those cards, every time I turn over a card, I'm not getting that same delight that, oh, it's the porcupines.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about the art there. It's just, I full-heartedly agree in that it is the Nana, like Saibepu's art, just I feel like really elevates the game. The game itself is fun, but I really love Nana. We all really love Nana. And Trio, I felt like just kind of, for lack of a better description, I felt like it lacked the appeal, I guess, of Nana that it had. But to Becky's point, like they brought it to a broader market. You can go to Barnes and Noble and buy Trio, and so it is widely available. Whereas Nana is very difficult to get a hold of. You have to get it imported from Japan. There are a couple of importers here in the U.S. that sell it occasionally, but the art is a lot of the draw for me too.
And I think that's with the 2 games that we've talked about, they have the same graphic designer, or it's attributed to as an illustrator here. And a lot of the games that we play, illustration is so core. And I mean, we are basically a Saibepu fan club, and Saibepu's illustrations are so fantastic. But there is a little bit different where this seems to be more clean and crisp and, less handmade feeling to it, which I think to me detracts from like the joy of some of the trick takers that we've been playing.
Yeah, and I think that was maybe, I don't know for certain, but I'm assuming that it's probably a decision to make it more broadly appealing to a broader audience, that kind of clear and crisp illustration with the bold colors, the bold lines, and trying to make it appealing to a broader audience, essentially. I'm assuming that was the decision there.
And we also don't know about like the licensing of artwork and that kind of thing as well. So we'd love to learn more about that if anybody wants to share that with us. The other thing we've regularly talked about with the theme is that Trio is, I would say, like a Cinco de Mayo theme, which is Americanized kind of viewpoint of Mexican culture. And so I think it's a little bit of a miss for me as far as like feeling like it's celebrating Mexican culture, something like that. It feels like a little Americanized viewpoint of what Mexican culture might be.
I like once that I agree, and also I appreciate once we were sassing about, we were talking about Trio and Nana, and I think you reached out to Happy Camper and they said, oh, sometimes we talk about it, like the artwork or Saibapu's art or the cute little animals, because we were like, girl, wouldn't it be awesome if you brought Saibapu in to do a redo of the game? Or I can't remember what we were asking them, but I appreciated that they were really quick to answer and have been super responsive. And through both of these games, again, like these are very great for adults, but very family friendly. Like if you want to bring this out at a holiday, you're not going to find a lot of people that are like, what a terrible game. You're like, oh, I had a lot of fun playing this. This was really, like, I plan on bringing this out. I'm going home for the holidays, and so I'm going to get my dad to play it. My dad doesn't play a lot of games, but I think he's going to really enjoy this one. The mix of memory and then trying to get the card from your friend, but then your friend's like, haha, I got it instead of you. Or like Becky comes along and takes all 3 of your 7s, and then you're just screaming at her. So again, I think it hits the mark of what this publisher is trying to do.
Scream at Becky.
Those were my 7s, Becky.
I really like this new generation of Uno or something like that, that for the longest time we were playing the same card games over and over again. And I think that it's neat to be at this moment where there are new classics that are being made. I think Flip 7, I think Trio are definitely within that realm.
I'm insulted for everybody when you said new age of Uno, or however you phrase that.
Oh, new age Uno.
Gillean really loves Uno.
And meditates.
It's Rising Sign. It's going to be published on the box. Combo, published in 2023, plays 2 to 6 players. It's designed by Ikwan Kwan, and the art is by Lisa Goldstein and Matthias Modell. It was originally published as Surfasaurus Max. In Combo, you play a card from your hand, play 1, draw 1, and turns go around the board with every person playing a card until everyone's played 2 cards. Your goal is to make a combo. That could be 4 7s, it could be 1 2 3 4. Whatever is the combo that you end up making needs to be the highest of its type. So say you are going to play all oranges, everybody's like, hey guys, everybody play an orange card, that would be great, except for Reed, who has no orange cards, and so she's forced to play a blue card and gets very mad at you. Well, when you play all the orange cards, you then take the highest numbers of that orange set, so in this instance, a 7, 8, 9, 10. All of those cards have a point value, and then you score those point values into your player board. Then we go around again and again until you've reached the total number of turns determined by the player order. Everybody contributes, but somebody is often left holding the empty slushy bag of goodness, getting no points. And so everybody tries to communicate, hey, it would be really great if you played a 4. It'd be really great if you played a 2, or what about a blue? And the higher the card number is, the less points it's actually going to give you. So your real goal is to try and sneak in one of your low card numbers, so you can get something like 8 points for it. If another player plays the same card and there's a tie, you'll both receive half the value. And so the fun part about this game is everybody coming together to try and make delicious combinations. It is a smoothie theme. And once you've made those combinations, you score points from them. The person with the most points and the tastiest slushies wins the game.
As Angela mentioned, I had reached out to Happy Camper on Instagram, and then at that point they offered to send us combo. So we did get this game for free, and we're excited to review it.
So full disclosure.
I enjoy this game. Angela had talked about Surfasaurus Max for quite some time and was really excited about combo, and we played it. We've played it with our other board game group too, and it is another one of those pretty easy to get games to bring to the table.
Yeah, there was a lot of table talk with our other game group. It was a lot of like, oh, do this, and their kind of thing about bringing people face to face, I think, is the conversation. Like, combo for me is you're gonna have the most fun when you're having a conversation around the table about what to put down. You almost have to lose some of the pretentiousness of games. Like, I can see this being played very well. It's more of a party game in a way than I would say the other three games are, because it asks you to have more conversation about it. And so I think that can be a miss with more hardcore gamers who might find Jungo to their liking, but it is definitely a fun, like, silly, put the cards down and watch your friend get shut out of.
I surprisingly like the interactivity in this game of playing the 4 cards, trying to urge somebody to play all bananas, and then the last card they play eliminates you from contention and being part of that combo. That kind of give and take, or that play, is really fun. I enjoyed it.
When you said party game, it resonated with me what I didn't like about it as much. And while I do enjoy the conversations that we have around the table, usually about a game, coming fresh off of Molly House and replaying combo, I was like, oh, but it's not as fun as throwing a festivity in Molly House. And so that makes me sad.
Yeah, to that point, it was funny because we had played combo first. And when we were preparing to play Molly House, I came across somebody, they made a comment of, oh, Molly House is basically centered around combo. Like, combo is the card play in Molly House. And then we played Molly House, and I was like, wow, this is very similar to combo. Much different theme, obviously. And like I would say like the gameplay of combo being in Molly House, I felt like was kind of an accurate statement. There is a very similar card play there.
Yeah, and thematically, it's really hard to undo that. But it has the same feel. The group, when you play Molly House, you have to kind of be into the table talk, and you throw yourself in thematically. And because it's built upon such a deep world of, real life and the narrative stories, of course, Molly House has a better theme than Smoothies. But I do appreciate that same level of, like, table talk around it. And so if you play combo and you enjoy that back and forth, that's why I think it's a perfect piece for Molly. It's just 18,000 times harder.
I know that I'm going to open myself up for mocking here, but am I just really bad at both of these games? Why do people keep stealing the parties and the slushies and the festivities from me? Or is it because I'm starting them? Like, why do I get excluded from...
You just think you have better hands than you do.
Is that it?
Probably.
Or
I can't fix that.
Our hands just go together better. So you put down a banana, and then Angela is like, oh, but I don't have bananas. How do you guys feel about oranges? And we're like, ooh, we love an orange.
Reed, in that game of Molly House we happen to have under this table, can finish playing, you should probably play a Molly who might be a queen into that hand that you're getting cut out of. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Thank you. I love that kind of, like, the festivity and the secrecy, and I think that is why I like this card play, and I like the card play in Molly House for sure. But again, I'm not good at it.
Yeah, you're still not good at it.
But
Yeah,
I kind of think I'm better at, like, every game that we play. I think I'm very good at Nana too. I don't think I'm actually very good at Nana.
Reed, what you need to start doing maybe is being like, I'm really good at this game, and then stop for a moment and be like, am I? And then just leave it there. Just leave yourself pondering.
I will say with combo, the theme was, I just would say, like, for me, wasn't very inspiring, like making smoothies. I just had a thought. I was like, why didn't they do like skateboarding or something? Each card is a different portion of a trick or something, like handstand. But And I was just like, I feel like they could have, if they didn't use the Surfosaurus Max theme, obviously, which is odd in its own right, but I feel like they could have done something more exciting than smoothie making in this game. That said, like, it is a very approachable theme once again, like, and going to your point of like family weight games, it's like very like marketable and approachable for a broad audience. I feel like that this does fit that need.
I mean, to be fair, I wanted to buy Surfosaurus Max, not because of the gameplay, but because it was a dinosaur on a surfboard. So I don't know that I'm here for the theme in this one, whether it was the original or the smoothies, but I'm here for a fun cover.
So we've mentioned the 3 games from Happy Camper that we played, Jungo, Trio, and Combo. They published 2 other games, or they published one other game, and then I think another one is coming soon. One Too Many Rabbits is a game that they published back in, I think, 2023. And then the one that's either published this year or coming soon this year in 2025 is the Four Doors. To my knowledge, I don't think either of those are kind of bringing trick-taking. Like, they're not trick-takers that are brought in from abroad and re-themed. I think they're their own kind of new designs in a way. But I will kind of say that I really appreciate Happy Camper, like Angela said at the beginning of the episode, of just bringing over these harder to find trick-taking games. And even if I'm not a huge fan of, say, how they make it, they bring in new art and don't keep kind of the Saibepu art that we love so much. I do really appreciate that they're bringing the game in general to a broader audience and make it easy to get. Because the gameplay in these games is a lot of fun, and I really enjoy that, and am happy that they brought it over and made it easily attainable.
Yeah, I really like this as a, there's a lot of publishers out there, people making games, and it's nice to see somebody who's made a few games that you're like, it's just a really good publishing house. Like, I just really appreciate the games, even if they're not all going to make it in my collection. Whoa, wait. No, I only own 2 of the 3. Okay. I like what they're doing, and I like their ethos and the values that they're coming by, because I am a firm believer that what gets me playing board games is the face-to-face connection and getting to talk to people over the table. And I know that you can do that virtually, and we have some awesome humans that we talk to virtually as well that gives that same feeling as being around the table. And I love it when other people also get to sass read virtually, but I think that's the connection point that board games brings. It's not always about winning, or thinking strategically, or like even getting better, but it's the friends you meet along the way, and it's the connection. And I love that Happy Camper lives that as their value. Thank you for listening to Board Game Homies. Drop us a line on Instagram, Blue Sky, or Board Game Geek. This is an all Paul Denon podcast. Bye-bye.
Also, I just want to say, I guess I said they're all trick-taking games. They're not.
I was like, actually, none of them are trick-taking
No,
games.
no. I mean, Jungo is shedding, which is lumped in with trick-taking games. But
I didn't.
That's going to be in
I didn't Gillean's correction corner
corner.
because you said it a bunch of times, and I was like, well, are they trick-takers?
Now it has to be about Paul Denon.
That was good. That was good.